Hear, hear.
Prise du débat continue. The Honourable Leader of the Official Opposition.
Il était une fois.
Once upon a time, candle makers and lamp makers were worried about competition. They said, and I quote, "We are going through intolerable competition from a foreign rival. The production of lights, they are dumping these products into our country at drastically reduced prices." What were they worried about? They were worried about the sun. The sun shone through windows, lit up houses, and, you know, these candle makers and these lamp makers were concerned. And so they proposed a solution. They said, what we need is an act requiring all the windows to be closed, including via curtains, shutters, blinds. These must be installed over all windows, openings, and slots, allowing light from the sun to enter households. Of course, for them, this was the solution. The solution to competition. These candle makers, these lamp makers wanted to ban windows, so sunlight could not enter households. They wanted to force people to buy their products. And today, we are seeing the same thing happen again. These big corporations want to protect their profits by shutting down competition. Since the conception of the internet, major corporations who dominated the artistic scene, the media scene, and other cultural industries have faced greater competition because new people can now enter the industry. Before, it was impossible because someone working out of their basement would not be able to make music and show it to the world. They would need to go first to a music producing company. Deal with a broadcasting system governed by the state. Now, competition is wide open, and Canadians can produce their own artistic works without going through a corporation like Bell, Chorus, Rogers, or the CBC. These corporations which have dominated the CRTC-regulated market. The cost of artistic products and news products has gone down, an incredible rate. Often when industries tell us there are problems, it's because prices have gone up. Now prices have gone down by almost 100%. Before, it would cost hundreds of thousands of dollars just to run an ad for a movie. Now, a teenager working on their computer can make their own film trailer without paying anything at all. The same can be said for news. We always hear that the media sector is in trouble. Why? The price of production has plummeted. Distribution costs are almost at zero because it is no longer necessary to print a newspaper and set up the infrastructure to physically distribute it. Now this happens automatically over the internet. marketing costs are down by a considerable amount. Because someone can learn about your artistic or media product with no ads just by looking it up online. So with this reduction in production costs, news companies should be celebrating. And yet, they seem upset with the status quo. Well, it's not because their costs have gone up. It's because the competition has. The windows are now open. The sun can flow into households. The sun and fresh air. It is no longer possible for a privileged group of gatekeepers to control what Canadians and other people see and hear. Now people can decide for themselves. The other political parties claim to be against web giants. But this bill does nothing to counter web giants. If this bill passes, web giants will still be in charge of providing access to cultural products. The only thing that will change is the type of content being delivered. Currently, algorithms give people what they want to see. If this bill passes, people will only see what the government wants them to see. So no one is doing anything about the profits of web giants. Companies like YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram will continue to dominate the markets. The only thing that will change is the rules these web giants are subject to. Now, government-favored content will be promoted. Web giants will have no problem. They're feeling fine. They join the ranks of big telecoms and cultural corporations who will be able to benefit from this bill by using their political weight to benefit from government-manipulated algorithms. Now, what will be the consequences of giving power to the government rather than to the people? Well, the consequences will be that people with political power will have a louder voice in the cultural and media spheres. Why? Because under C-11, the CRTC, a crown corporation, will be able to govern how algorithms suggest content to Canadians. So anyone who has a listening ear at the CRTC will have a louder voice and be more visible online. And who are these people? Why? The wealthy, the ultra-wealthy. Because if you are poor, you cannot hire your own lobbyist. So today, if you want to be discovered on the internet, you can do so by producing things people want to see, and then the algorithms will recommend it to internet users. But if this bill passes, people will be able to hire lobbyists, send them to the CRTC, and have them convince the CRTC to promote their content. This will not be a 14-year-old girl who plays guitar and who produces her own incredible music. That girl has no lobbyist. She will not be able to project her artistic work onto every cell phone in the country because she has no way to influence the CRTC. What is more, under this bill, her